So I have a 2016 Ford Explorer two-wheel drive, 3.5 liter. Current diagnostic trouble codes are these. Customer initially, my friend brought this in because the AC was no longer blowing cool. I've taken the bumper off. This is the first time I've had the opportunity to diagnose these shutters. The vehicle came in with the shutters closed like this. And for me to reach this actuator, I found it the best way. And the older I'm getting, I don't want a lot of things in my way anymore. I'm not willing to fish my hands in there and back probe things. Now I realize that this isn't how I would normally do it, but to get all of my back probing pins in here was just too tight. And I was afraid I was going to cross and break the connector in some way, so I chose to do it this way. But I hope you'll believe me when I told you that I've individually back probed these at the connector back here and not where the wires are at. I did this for video purposes. This is where we are at currently. The yellow is the lens signal, the blue is the 12 volts, and the green is the ground. Key on, engine off. As you can see, the actuator is moving. I do want to let you know that before I disconnected this actuator and the connector, it would not work. Let me show you the wiring diagram. I wouldn't say it would not work, it was not operating. Wiring diagram is real straightforward. It's a ground, the white and gray is the lens signal, and the gray is the 12 volts. Obviously you've seen that the motor is moving back and forth, but again, when it was not moving, the AC was working just fine, so I knew that my fuse was good. I just didn't know if this wire here was broken in any way. A couple things that now in hindsight, when I initially was looking at this, I was able to move this by hand. And I'm almost certain that you shouldn't be able to do that because it's connected to this actuator if everything is operating well. But when I took this apart, this shaft was sheared off. When I took the actuator out, this was still in there. The diagnostic is pretty straightforward. As you can see, the wiring diagram that I showed you. But again, I hope this helps one of my auto tech comrades who's doing this for the first time as I was. Maybe a couple steps that I've done here will help you in some way. I was going to use a Maxidus to actuate this, but it's working. Now I could have very well, I think what could have happened as well is this actuator may be defective in some way, and that's what sheared that off. So for good measure, I'm going to place this actuator and this air shutter assembly.